About 7 years ago, I had a rather unusual student appear in my classes, and I say appear, in that when Raya came to class in her beautiful scarves, it was an interesting moment for my students at that time, because I've had older returning students and I've had foreign students, and at first I thought Raya was a foreign student, and then the feature writer in me always asked, why are you here, what are you looking for? And what Raya told me at the time was that she was born in Iran, but had moved to America in a miniskirt, as she put it, coming to America looking for the American dream and all the freedoms that America had to give. And she lived that life. She was a very successful businesswoman and was living in California when she found there was a hollow spot in her life and she didn't know how to fill it. She went looking for faith, went on a journey, and returned to her native Islam. After 9/11, she felt a desire to speak about her faith and began looking for the skills to do that. She came to our program looking for communication skills and the ability to tell her story and find her voice. I think we helped her find her voice while she was here. She went on to the master's program at the American University in Cairo, has achieved at least 2 master's degrees while she's there, one in journalism and one in documentary filmmaking. I believe she'll probably go on and get more knowing Raya. But along the way, in this journey that she's had, this amazing journey that she's had through the world, I think she's found a home in Cairo. And I'm hoping that tonight she can tell us more about how that has happened and what it means to her. So without further ado, Raya Shokatfard, my friend.
Greetings and welcome to all of you. Thank you for coming here. I am really happy to be here. I remember last time I was here was a little over 5 years ago. I don't know if some of you came to my presentations here. I gave like a series of presentations here about Islam and Muslims and women in Islam and sex in Islam, whatever I thought was important. And like Terry mentioned, I have trying to gain skills in order to be a bridge between the East and the West and bring a better understanding about Islam and Muslims in the West and basically do away from stereotyping. And I am basically very happy to be here, given that I have just a few more days before I go to Egypt, my adopted home. I am here to give you some information. Some of you may already know what's happening. Of course, most of you probably know what's happening in Egypt. I will give you some information from perspectives, my perspective, and also I have taken excerpts from different magazines, websites. Maybe I'll read it, maybe I'll just talk about it, I'm not sure. You will also see some footage that are not really professional footage. It will show you like they're taken from YouTube or taken from Facebook. Egyptians the youth are so active to become, all of them are now media people. They are writing, they are filming, they're taking footage from like flip cameras or SMSs or whatever they can to just put the word out. So whatever you see here is definitely not professional footage, and just some of the pictures don't have great pixels, but this is Egypt that I'm bringing to you. So hopefully you will walk away tonight having some more information and also maybe clear some misunderstanding maybe you may have about Islam, Muslims, different countries. So I will move to the next process. The first question actually is that why is the revolution, that ousted Tunisia and Ali, Ben Ali, providing to be infectious? So we sum it up with the following factors. You can read it for yourself. So what happens when people are continuously oppressed? So they either live in fear like Egyptians did for all these years, or they revolt. I'm going to show you a series of pictures, and I don't have to really say much. The pictures speak for themselves. This is just an excerpt from Washington Post saying that the youth have the potential to make really positive contribution to the world. People holding up Quran, which is the Muslims' holy book, and crosses next to crosses chanting, Muslim Christians were all Egyptians. This is absolutely wonderful scene to see. My son thought these were cars parked in a big parking. What are they? What do you think they are? Yes, people are prostrating. This is during the actually uprising. When it was time to pray, thousands would stand, or during the prayer we have the bowing and prostration. This is a prostration picture. So Washington Post goes on to say 9/11 no longer is the date that defines Islam for the world. January 25th gets that honor now, which is the start of the uprising. These are two good footage. I'm just going to show you one because of time.
I'm Peter Jennings in New York. Just a short while ago, astonishing news from East Germany, where the East German authorities have said, in essence, that the Berlin Wall doesn't mean anything anymore.
25th of January 2011. I'm on the scene. Looks like protests are happening.
Czechoslovakia, with one of the toughest leaderships in the Soviet sphere. The Communist Party was brought down in less than a month. Even the hardline leadership of Nicolae Ceausescu, who had gunned down his own people to stay in power, finally folded.
Just listen to the chants roaring in downtown Cairo, the hundreds of people walking to the streets. It's unprecedented for people to march to the streets this way as an act of protest without security trying to prevent them.
This is what popular uprising looks like. After weeks of scenes like these across the country, resulting in dozens dead. It appears to be the end for Tunisia's president after 23 years in power. Some were in shock from the emotion brought on by such a dramatic political development.
Thousands march in downtown Cairo.
It's very bad for my government. I haven't food, I haven't anything. Me and my children, I will die today.
It only took them starting to chant, and within 2 minutes of them starting to chant, the tear gas grenades came in.
of Cairo, water cannons being used against demonstrators.
Will not be silenced, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're an atheist.
The government has issued a clear warning that no more protests will be allowed.
شباب مصر اللي كانوا بيقولوا علينا شباب بايظ ومش نافع ومش عارف يعمل حاجه وعملوا حاجه.
I can't see that a million-man march is ignored several times. It's been a week and people are not giving up. And every day, even the skeptics they come out and say, are people going to really come out today? And then it's always a bigger march. So I don't see that nothing can happen. I don't think that Egypt can ever go back to being what it was before.
محدش يمشي لحد ما يمشي. محدش يمشي لحد ما يمشي. محدش يمشي لحد ما يمشي. محدش يمشي لحد ما يمشي.
What you're seeing behind me right now is quite extraordinary. These guys are volunteers cleaning up the streets. They came out, they said, we're proud of our country, we want to keep it clean, we want to take care of it now. We've also seen people hand food out to other people, drink. This really is a different Egypt.
We've seen enormous demonstrations by the Egyptian people. We've borne witness to the beginning of a new chapter in the history of a great country. Through thousands of years, Egypt has known many moments of transformation. The voices of the Egyptian people tell us that this is one of those moments. In the last few days, the passion and the dignity that has been demonstrated by the people of Egypt has been an inspiration to people around the world.
My name is and right now I'm at the entrance of the square from the Egyptian Museum Park. It's a massacre that's coming in government cars, buses, in thousands. They have knives. They are throwing Molotov bombs. This is not a demonstration anymore. This is war. We managed to catch many of them. All of them are undercover police. There are 50,000 innocent people getting hurt and wounded and killed. Many of them are women and children. And they are all ready and prepared to stay here and die here if this is what it's going to take to make him leave. If this is what's going to take to make the world see that this guy is a criminal of war.
They managed to poison us so much that this is the outcome, that he's creating a war zone. This is sad. This is very sad.
Liberation Square remains the focus of the push against Hosni Mubarak and his government. It's become a makeshift village for young and old.
Pro-democracy protests have continued in Egypt and mass strikes have also been taking place.
Will you leave before he steps down?
No, I'm not leaving.
I will stand here until he